Hello friends of the electrified charging fun and welcome to Electrified Speicher, your channel all around Škoda's e-mobility. My name is Matthias and I warmly welcome you to episode number 7 of How to Škoda EV. And this time we are talking about the voice control LoRa. LoRa in your Škoda EV is a really handy functionality which helps you not to be so much distracted by all the displays and all the settings, as you can simply tell her in your own words. And I really like that function, asking for route guidance or giving her some commands to do settings for the AC or whatever. And we go briefly about all those commands, all the settings and everything you can do with LoRa. Of course, for those who are experienced Škoda EV drivers, there's nothing new in this video, but for those who are simply starting out right now or switching from a different brand, that video might be handy. And without further ado, let's start. Here we go. Maybe you already know LoRa from this screen, because this is basically the screen you have when you get the car from the dealer with "Hello, I'm LoRa." And if you tap on that or go to the menu, you can see this screen with all the suggestions here. This is the newsfeed, but let's talk about the setup. First, there's activation. And within the activation, you can say, do you want to activate voice control or not? So that the keywords are working, for example, those given ones here. Okay, LoRa. And there she is. Instead of simply just pressing on the steering wheel. If you deactivate this, it also tells you you need to use the push to talk button. And well, LoRa, the name was picked, I guess, because it's a easy to pronounce name in nearly every language. Yet there's also another story behind it, because the founders of Škoda, Václav Laurin and Václav Klement, and you see Laurin, LoRa, this is where the name refers to. And if you don't like those, you can set up your own activation command. And we can do this right now. It's kind of easy. So let's try something like this. Okay, LoRa, what is the female form of Clement?
From ChatGPT, the term claimant is gender neutral and can refer to individuals of any gender.
Well, this works in German much better. It would be Clementine, but let's do this. So we have this activation command. Hey, Clementine. And you've got your new activation keyword. Hey, Clementine. And there you go. You can choose whatever you like. Please be aware that as soon as you take your own one, the original ones get deactivated, yet you can activate them too, so you can use all voice commands here. If you do not want to access LoRa with voice, you have that button on your steering wheel here, that talking head. And this, when you press it gently, will activate LoRa directly. And if you press it again, it cancels everything she says and every dialogue with LoRa immediately. And if you've got a connection to Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, this button has a new function, or it has a double function, because then a short press will lead to LoRa and a long press will lead to the voice assistant of Apple or Android. For me, this is Siri, as I have an Apple iPhone. And see, when I press longer, we jump over to Apple CarPlay and get Siri. And of course, another press on that button will cancel Siri. Next is a very important section, the tips for voice assistant commands. For every category you find a lot of information what you can say, and instead of telling you everything that is stated there, yeah, we do some examples, just have a visit here under the tips what you can say to LoRa or now Clementine. Now let's head to the settings, because within the settings there are also some important things. First off, the LoRa newsfeed. You can choose what she is showing you there or not. If you need the newsfeed, you can set the dialogue sound, the ding when you use her, the volume, and whether she should show you the voice input or not, which I do for the video, and whether you can take a call without the activation keyword or not. If you talk to LoRa, you don't have to wait until you see that dialogue window up here, as I do in this video. You can talk directly in one sentence. For example, Okay, Laura, are there any traffic jams along the route?
You're currently 17 kilometers away from the next.
So, as you saw, you can speak in one line through and she understands you. Sometimes when you're talking to Laura, you might need a break because you're thinking about who do you want to call, or if you ask for some destinations, you might want to chat with the passengers in your car, and it is as easy as it could be. So when the dialogue of Laura is up, just tap on it and it is paused. And to continue, you can tap again or just press on the steering wheel, like here, that's on the steering wheel. Again, I pause and here it goes again. Laura is a rather powerful tool which really helps you out when driving, because you can nearly address everything driving related or car related to her. One important thing to know is she has a directional microphone, so she knows from which direction someone is talking. See here. Okay, Laura, activate seat heating.
I've switched on the seat heating at the front left.
And she only activates this for me. Okay, Laura, set seat heating to level 1.
Got it. I'll set the seat heating at the front left to level 1.
Now I activate seat heating here manually and tell her this. Hey Clementine, deactivate all seat heatings.
I've switched off the seat heating.
And now I'll step over to the passenger seat that you see what I mean. Okay, Laura, activate seat heating. Now I'm over here.
I've switched on the seat heating at the front right.
Of course, you can do way more with climatization. For example, okay, Laura, I desperately need fresh air.
No problem. Improving the air quality.
There you go. Hey, Clementine, I'm cold.
No problem. It will get warmer at the front left shortly.
Let's reduce that again because it's already warm here, and reduce the climate so that you don't hear the noise. So you can do a lot of when it comes to the AC and for heating and cooling and stuff. But it doesn't stop there. Laura can do way more for you when it comes to your car. For example, you can tell her something like, okay, Laura, switch off the lane assist.
You can adjust settings on the screen.
It's not allowed for her to do so because you have to do that manually, yet she will guide you to the menu where you can deactivate the lane assist. And you can switch through the driving profiles. Okay, Laura. So see here, I'm a normal right now. Okay, Laura. Switch to driving mode Sport.
Okay, I've set the driving profile to Sport.
And you're in Sport mode right now. Open up background lighting.
Okay.
I'll switch it like this. Set background lighting to red.
Done. The color is set.
And she only switched one because for her this is background lighting. This is another form of lighting down here. This is this area here. So it cannot do everything, but it can do a lot for you. But I think one of the big benefits of Laura is when it comes to route planning and navigation and charge planning. And Laura is quite handy there, so let's try some locations. Yet it is kind of tricky to talk to her in English when you have German locations. She often misunderstands. So let's try how this works. Okay, Laura, drive me to Mladá Boleslav. And she calculated the route. We are going to Mladá Boleslav. Okay, Laura. Set Munich as intermediate destination.
I've added Munich city centre as a stopover.
And as you can see now, there's Munich and there's Mladá Boleslav set to my navigation. And what is really handy when you have a route planning ongoing is something like this. Okay, Laura, find chargers en route.
Search for charging station en route. Please select a POI from the list.
Number 1.
Line 1. Would you like to start direct route guidance to the POI 400 kilowatts Ionity A13 Zurich, Chur, Florsch, Hedeland 1, or at this destination as a stopover?
As a stopover.
Got it.
And you've got adjustment of the charge planning just done with Laura. There you go. So this might help you not to be as much distracted when doing changes when doing route planning or charge planning along the road. But you can also use it for some more convenient functions for, okay, Laura, is there a public bath nearby?
I've found several search results. Please select an item from the list.
So as you can see, you can do a lot with Laura. This should be all examples. You can find more in the tips list. And there's of course even more. There's a bit of fun with Laura and some chatting like this. Okay, Laura, tell me a joke.
What happens to grapes when you step on them? They whine.
Or you can say something like this. Okay, Laura, I love you.
Oh, don't make me blush.
And she's blushing, so everything turns red in the car, for example. Or something like this. Okay, Laura, what do you think about Audi?
I have quite a big family and I actually like all of my siblings.
Of course, Laura can help you when select for entertainment. For example, let's switch that tile quickly up here to radio and media. And let's say I want a different radio station. Something from my list here. What about this? Okay, Laura, I want to listen to Virgin Rock.
Virgin Rock.
And she sets the radio station I would like to listen to. You can do this, of course, with other media you might use, so this will work as well. Your voice assist Laura is also capable of accessing ChatGPT. And when accessing ChatGPT, some rules apply because it's not as the same as you have online when you use ChatGPT. First of all, there is no memory. So in the car, ChatGPT doesn't memorize anything, so it doesn't know previous conversations, nor does it know the current conversation. So you can't do follow-ups. If you get an answer from Laura, according to ChatGPT, and you want to ask her again about something she said, this will not work. And no geoposition data is passed over to ChatGPT, nor are any vehicle data or personal data of you are processed over to ChatGPT when it comes to the integration in your Škoda EV. Yet Laura itself knows the geoposition and also can access vehicle data for sure. And Laura can not only access ChatGPT, it can also access the internet. So it can look up some information on Wikipedia or other websites. And this leads to some curious examples sometimes. And I bet you saw some of them in videos of mine and you will experience it yourself, that sometimes the sources are not that much reliable. But now let's try to see if I can force Laura to use ChatGPT and to use the web, because you cannot tell her. You simply ask a request and she will do what she thinks is necessary to fulfill that request. Tell me something about the Isle of Man.
Here is what I found on Wikipedia in the article, Isle of Man. The Isle of Man, or Man, is a self-governed...
I cancel this here, and as you saw, Laura tried to get the information from Wikipedia. Now let's try another thing. Tell me something about the Manx Museum in Douglas.
Here is what I found on Wikipedia in the article, Manx Museum. The Manx Museum in Douglas.
And you see, that works as well. Can you give me the opening hours of the Manx Museum?
Man Museum is closed for the entire day today. Normally, Man Museum opens the next time on Monday at 9.
As you can see, you get that information as well. Yet we didn't access ChatGPT here, but if you remember well, at the beginning, I asked her about the female form of the name, and there she accessed ChatGPT. But here's another easy one. What do I need to make fish and chips?
According to ChatGPT, to make fish and chips, you'll need fresh fish, like cod.
Well, that was obviously an easy one, but just to give you an impression on how all of this works. You can try to force Laura to ask ChatGPT, yet this is not 100% secure method to get her to ask ChatGPT, but we can give it a try. Please ask ChatGPT for a joke.
According to ChatGPT, why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything.
And as you can see, this also works. Of course, Laura is not always understanding everything perfectly fine. Therefore, I had to step out of the car for the outro to get a bit of fresh air, because when doing so much commands in a row, there might not everything work out, and Laura and I just need a break right now. So it is a big help to have such a voice assistant in the car, yet it is not perfect. You should know that. And maybe you're already working with Laura, so write me in the comments your favorite commands or what you found out what Laura is understanding. This would be great, and I hope you like that video and it helps you, so give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss out any new content. For example, the episode 8 of How to Škoda EV, where we talk about parking and maneuvering. And maybe consider to give me a small donation via PayPal or bank transfer if these videos are helpful for you, because with that you help me a lot. And then I hope we see each other in the next video, and until then, stay full of energy.